Hey guys, welcome to the call tonight. This is John and Jim and the crew here. We're going to be talking about how to do Google Business Profile edits. And we just got the meeting started. So welcome everyone. Yes, my name is John Marenko. I'm in the Chicagoland area. I've been doing digital marketing for about 20-ish years. And we are excited, Jim and I are excited to talk to you tonight. So again, this is about Google Business Profile and how to edit. It's a quick class, and then we're going to be talking about an offer. So, Jim, I'm going to share your screen and kick it off.
All right. Hey, John, would you mind just dropping your information in chat so that if people want to get a hold of you, they know how to do that?
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. And again, sorry, guys, I just started recording, so I just want to reintroduce myself real quick. My name is Jim Allen. I'm called the Marketing Notary, and I help people understand how to optimize their Google Business Profile. And the goal of the class tonight is just to show you how to edit your profile in a new way that Google is forcing us to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we're going to bump over to there. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Look good? Got it? Okay, great. I am going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. So everybody knows if you have a Google Business Profile, in order to access your Google Business Profile, you're going to have to be logged in to the email address that you use to create the profile with, or at least the email that you have credentials to access the profile with. Okay, so we're going to start there. I know that I'm already logged into mine because this is me. This is where my profile lives under my email address. So there's a couple ways to access your profile. One way is to go up to these 9 dots and pull down where it says business profile. So if you are here and you're like, hey, I don't see that little blue house, it's probably because you're not logged into the correct email address. So let's assume you're there and we click on business profile. So if you don't have, you see me, I've got a couple different profiles under my account. So it's going to show up this way. If you only have your profile, it's going to go directly to the search screen, and it's going to take you right to where you need to edit. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to click on my profile, and you'll see it automatically directs me towards the web page where I'm going to do all my editing. Now, before, that's where it would have gone into that Google Business Profile Manager that we loved so much. That's not there anymore. Okay, so if you've made it to this spot, you're going to see your business on Google, and then you're going to see all these edit functions, and they have renamed some of these things. So if you're used to it being called one thing or another, well, okay, you're gonna have to get used to that name change. So what I want to do tonight, I'm going to hit every one of these. We're not going to go like in depth on them, but I just want to hit them real quick and make sure that you know what you're dealing with here. Okay, and so, well, the first one is that edit profile. This is a section that kind of gets people maybe in a little bit of trouble. Sometimes can cause, not always, but can cause suspensions when you're editing all your main business information, like your business name or your category, maybe your phone number or your business hours. So most likely all of you are at a point where, okay, my business name is what it is. I'm a notary public, and I got my business hours. So we're not making any wild changes here, and that's good. Here we really want to be careful because you can trigger a suspension. If I was to go in and maybe change my business name to something else, may trigger a business name where I have to get re-verified or I have to get reinstated. So just throwing that out there. If you have questions through here, please just raise your hand and I'll get to your question. So all this information is pretty much the same. We have category, description, opening date, phone number, website. This short name, if you have a newer profile, you probably don't see this on your profile. This is on older profiles. And from what I understand that this is Google's not too concerned about this. They're kind of doing away with it. And then we have, that here's the big question everyone has is, well, do I leave my address on Google, or do I hide it so that's hidden from search? So it's a business decision you need to make on your part. I don't want people coming to my house, so I've chosen to hide my address from search. And we have the service areas. Those need to be filled out. You have 20 that you can fill out. Business hours. Here's something that you want to make sure is that set your business hours kind of like this is the way it is. You don't want to be messing with those, but your holiday hours you can use to adjust your business hours throughout the year. So if you're on vacation or you're going to be closed for business because of a holiday, you can put that in here. You want to put that here, like Christmas. Maybe you're closed on Christmas. You could put those hours there that I'm closed, or you could adjust hours. Say like on New Year's Eve, you're going to work from 8 to noon. You could put those hours in here actually. So that's a good thing to do. And all the rest of it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to make the choices that you need to make in your under these crowd, planning, service options. Those are all pretty straightforward. So any questions about business information or no questions? Okay. Of course, you can go and read reviews. This is kind of nice. Maybe there's some nice updates here. Maybe a little easier to get to keep it positive here is like reading your reviews is really simple to go to and find. And you also can respond to reviews, edit reviews, and so forth. One of the things that you'll want to do when you're doing your reviews, like reviewing or responding to reviews, we want you to upvote your reviews. You know what I mean by upvote? Click that little blue thumb. Make sure you have a blue thumb on there. That adds some value to your reviews. And you'll see over time, you'll get people putting thumbs up on it. So it's like, I kind of like to prime the pump a little bit, So you put your thumb up on there, maybe someone else will come along and copy that and give you extra thumbs up.
Jim, I just want to jump in here. Guys,
Yeah.
I know this is probably one of those things that seems super simple, but this is probably one of those little tweaks that you can do that most people don't even talk about. And again, this is like one of those, it's kind of one of those things where like, really, does that help? But it does it's like, if you have ever made a recipe and you forgot one little ingredient, it makes a difference, right? So this is one of those things where if you can upvote a review, or you can also upvote your questions and answers, and then get other people to do it for you. Like if you have some friends, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing illegal, there's no terms of service. You can upvote the good reviews, and it does help. So I just want to really emphasize that, to have because people always say, what else can I do to my Google business profile?
Right.
Well, this is one of those kind of like secret sauces that you can do to get better engagement. Now, one of the things I want to say here, I know everyone should know this, but if you don't know it, never ever, like before, and the reason I bring this up is because the conversation before that said that my competition, I forget who it was, the competition was getting fake reviews. Guys, never, ever, ever get fake reviews. That is illegal. That's very illegal. Don't do it. And I know other people have been doing it. They're getting away with it, but don't do it. Okay. Back to you.
Yeah. Authentic reviews is what you want. Absolutely. The best way to get reviews is to get authentic, real live reviews. And that little thumb up, let's talk about that. I mean, that's an engagement piece. When people see that little thumb up, that's like a little psychological piece that people like, hey, other people like this review too. So it's like, I always do it because I want someone to like think it's okay to put a thumb up on something. So they agree too. There's 3, so well, one's from me. And so the others are from somebody else, which it's like, wow, people actually do this. This is cool. All right. Okay, guys, so we got the reviews kind of figured out. Let's move on. Messaging, just like in my class, I always teach, make sure that messaging feature is turned on. If it's not, there's going to be a little switch that says, turn messaging on. It's pretty simple. Just go turn it on. Make sure that you have your Google Maps app downloaded on your phone and you are logged in to that app using the email address that you manage your profile with. That way, if someone messages you from the Google app or from your Google profile, that you'll be able to receive that message. Here's something that's maybe just a tad bit disappointing for me is these photos. Used to be when you click on photos, you could go in and see all your photos and add more photos, and Google has not made it very easy to really see photos other than actually going down to your listing here. Everyone following me? Going down to this listing, clicking on your photos, give it a second. And then you can see all your photos. Hi there, this is Jim Allen with Idaho. Okay, Jim. And then you can click through all your different photos here, right? So that's how you can see them. That's not like I'm really super happy about having to see it that way, but that's the way it is. But if you're going to add photos, what did I say? But if? No, when you add photos, I teach you guys to add photos, add photos, add photos. So you're going to go here. Kind of our suggestion about adding photos is your cover photo would be great if you posted a great looking professional headshot photo on your cover photo, and you actually had a really great looking logo. Do both of those, make those a priority. And then add all your other photos into here by clicking and dragging the photos in here. You also can do it on your phone through the Google Maps app. So you can do it that way too. The desktop version, this is just the way you do it. There's a lot to be said about photos, but I'm not here tonight to get into a real in-depth conversation about photos, but I think, John, you'd agree, photos are pretty important, right? If he's listening.
Yes, I'm here, and photos are very important. I think there was a couple clarifications over the period of months here that we've been discussing things. I've seen different photos of different notaries around the United States, and they would just take photos of random places that they had been to, right? So that if you had a signing at the realtor's office or at the cafe, you would take a picture of the realtor office at the cafe. And that's good, but it's not telling the complete story. So when I'm teaching or coaching somebody, take a picture of the story that location is behind. So if you're taking a picture of the photo or taking a picture of the location, put yourself in the photo. Take a picture of, you don't have to take a picture of the client necessarily, but take a picture of you directing. You're at the coffee shop. Put yourself in that story. So when someone looks at your pictures, they can see you doing your type of work, your service, right? It's not just a random picture of the different places around town nope, that doesn't make sense to me. And I think it would make more sense if you were in there. Hey, I work here, I work here, I work here. So anyways, pictures are very, very important. They help to connect the dots with users. They help to connect the dots to get the phone to ring. And I'll just go back to Jim's story. When the guy called, he said, Jim has a picture on his website of him. Jim, is that you on your website? Yes, that is me. Like if you scroll down the page just to your right, there's a picture of Jim. That's Jim. People want to know who's going to show up and do the work, right? So anyways, back to you.
That's pre-mustache Jim. Yeah, I know. I get that. People are like, is that you? Yep, that's me. And so for some reason, people like to know who's coming to their door. Okay, so the next piece here, I got to turn off my little floor heater. The next piece is the performance. This is used to be called something else. I can't, it's insights. It used to be called insights. It's now called performance. So these are just graphs that you can look at and see how things are going for you. And this is good because when you're brand new, you can start seeing the uplift of the things that you are doing, how they are affecting the engagement and the traffic to your site. So there's lots to look at here. You can look at calls, messaging, bookings, website clicks, all this stuff. So it's really good information. It's great feedback for you, right? So a lot of people are like, well, what does it matter if I get any reviews or, get photos or whatever? Well, it's in the data right there. It's telling you this is what it's doing for you. So I always am looking at that myself. All right, then the next piece over here is the edit products, edit services. So this is where you can edit those things. So products, if you remember, you can add products to your page. The nice thing about products, I'm going to go quickly through this, but the thing that you can do about your products is you can add the product name, you can add a photo, you can add links, you can add prices, and you can add about 1,000 characters of description. So it gives you a nice little place where you can really kind of go more in depth on your products. So I really encourage you to, list a good number of the products of the business that you want ought to be in products. Services, very similar to products, just a more simpler version. And the thing about service is that it does offer you a pricing. Like if you wanted to put price in there, I can't believe they put free. Google doesn't know me. And then you have 300 characters of content that you can place here. So you can see the amount of services that I have. If you've taken my class, you have access to all these services you can use for yourself. And you should be doing this, filling these out, giving content. The interesting thing about that is that if you have these things listed in your profile, there's a chance that it's going to show up in search for you. For example, if someone types apostille services near me, if you have that in services, there's a chance that on your listing, when people find you with that search term, it will say underneath your listing, provides apostille services. So whatever they're searching you for, you want to make sure your services are listed in here with using good, concise content for that service. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. Next, the booking. So if you're using some sort of online booking feature, maybe you're using Calendly, maybe you're using Acuity or some sort of online web integrated calendar system where people can go and schedule themselves, then you can use this to put your link in and direct people to your calendar so they can schedule you. Google really likes to see that. These things, if they're not filled out, you're missing out. So make sure that you're filling those things out. The calls, this one here is just call reporting. If it's not turned on, just make sure you turn it on. Google Q&A. Oh, John, this is one that everyone misses, huh? I think they do. This is probably one of those most underutilized little pieces of great information that Google uses to make you more relevant in search. And so Google Q&A is really simple, is that you formulate a question or kind come up with a list of questions that your customers always ask you, or you think they will potentially ask you, and then formulate the answer. And then you'll come in here under Google Q&A, click on it, ask a question, copy and paste the question in there, hit post. Then come back and copy the answer. You'll find it in here, and then post the answer in here, and boom, post it. It's another little piece that just kind of helps you be more relevant in search. All right.
And let me add a little value here with a raise of hands or a 1 in the chat. How about, would anyone like to see how to come up with a list of questions to answer? Jim, do you think they would like to see a list of questions that they could take?
Yes.
Answer them.
So
and
give me.
Then, so, okay. Guys, this is super simple. Okay, so everyone that doesn't know me, I'm gonna make a joke right now. So there's a new website called Google. It's really cool. You go there and you ask the question, and it gives you questions and answers. Okay, that was my joke. Sorry, pretty lame, but that's an SEO joke. Okay. So Jim,
you need to, hey, you need to tell better jokes.
I know. Okay,
all right.
So go to.
What are we going to look up? I'm on Google.
Go to type in mobile notary questions. Queens, New York.
There we go. Look at that.
Now, if you, yeah. So if you have, or you could just look at the people also ask. So here's another way to go about this, guys. Be more specific with your input, your search query. So you could say mobile notary and then your city. Okay, and then what you do, well, let's just do mobile notary Dallas, just for the sake of, or Boise. Boise's fine. Boise's fine. All right, go down to Dallas. So go down below when it says people also ask. Down below. And then what you do is you just click on each question, and it'll keep dropping questions down, like further. So Jim, go to the questions up a little bit. Go up.
Go up. Maybe I'm lagging.
Into the questions.
You're looking.
Yeah, go to Q&A. The Q&A red. It's, yeah, the people also ask, and then you just click on the question, and then click it again. So it'll basically, once you click, I think there's a little bit of a lag here, but if you click and then it will drop the question down, it'll keep giving you more questions. So do not use the answer. So on the top question, make it go back up. Like click it twice so it comes down and goes back up.
Hey, I did what you said. I just want to share that if you put in mobile notary customer questions, it comes up with questions that are relevant to put on your page. Yeah. So
nice.
So that, Jeff, is a great suggestion. Thank you. So you can also put in, the reason we put in the city is sometimes there's a specific city or state question. So then you take, what you do is basically looking to get all the questions, and then take those questions, copy and paste them over to a Google Doc or Word doc, and then answer them how you would answer them. And then you can go into your FAQs, your Q&A on Google Business Profile, copy the question, put it in there, and then answer it. And then that's how you can build out your FAQs for for your GMB. Yeah.
So look at all these questions. I think that's what you're trying to get me to do, is to go up.
Yeah. The more you click, the more it'll drop down.
I think there's plenty of Q&A here for you guys to draw from.
Yeah,
That's
this
awesome.
is like, and guys, listen, the big surprise here later is going to be content, and this is content. This is how you can develop content for your business, because content drives online digital, right? So what is Google? It's content. What is YouTube? It's content. What is Pinterest? It's content. So content is the basis of online, right? And people read or watch content. And so how does Google read your website? It crawls it and it reads it. So that's obviously a really simplistic explanation, but content is key, right? So anyways, once we jump back to the GBP and continue.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, John. That's gold. If you didn't take, Francis, do you have a question? I just saw your
Yeah.
hand up.
I do. Regarding, sorry, regarding the Q&A on your Google business profile,
Mhm.
way back when in the beginning, in your first training that I did, you presented exactly what you did here as far as the fact that we can go in and put in our own questions, put in our own answers. And then I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but I think it was you a while down the road
Uh-oh.
said that actually it was probably better to get your family and friends to, you could even provide them the questions, but have them go in and post the questions for you to answer, because Google was maybe kind of catching on to the fact that business owners were doing that. And I don't know if that's still the case or just what you had to say about that.
Yeah, that was something I did not say, but we'll let John answer that because he would have probably some insight to that.
Yeah, if Francis, thank you for answering or asking that. There's nothing in the terms of service that says you can't answer or you can't ask a question and answer it. Now, if somebody were to do that for you, that would be great, but it's not necessary. It's one of those things where just go ask the question and answer it and you're good to go. So that's
So
it.
the AI or the Google
No, you're good to
AI
go.
or bot
Everything.
won't care.
Yeah,
Nope, you're good to
yeah,
go.
that, and John just confirming
Okay.
what I have heard too is that doesn't matter. There's not a gotcha on this here at this moment.
Okay,
There's no,
good, wonderful, thank you.
yeah,
So just to clarify, that's only for the Q&A, not for reviews. Do not leave. Do not do reviews for yourself. Don't make fake profiles and that, leave a good review for yourself. That's only for asking yourself the question and answering it. Because that's what typically that's what people do on their website. They say, hey, here's a typical question and here's the answer, right? So if you think about it logically, in human, how do we handle Q&A? We typically take and that's what frequently asked questions is all about. Is these are the questions I normally get, and that helps the user. It helps Google's users understand your product or service.
I totally agree. I'm just a little Google business profile shy because it just seems like they'll shut you down for almost anything.
oh, okay, yeah, I can respect that.
We're good.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, great question, Francis. Thank you so much for that. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. We've got 2 more to go here, and then we can talk about some other things, take some other questions. But the update. Now, this used to be called Post in the Google Profile Manager. So it's now called Add Update. So under Add Update, they're going to give you 3 choices. You can add an update, which is a post, just a normal post. And then there's an add offer and an add event. So let's just talk about the add update. Basically all of the same elements as before, just out on search and in this format now. So you're going to be able to add your same descriptions. In fact, for the first time, Google is kind of indicating how many characters they'll allow for an update. which is 1,500, and add a button optional, which I always tell people it ain't an option. If you got some place to send them, please send them to that. So, you know, if you're doing say like you're doing a Google post on a blog post that you did, then maybe you want to refer them back to that blog post. So you could add a button, you could add a learn more button, or maybe even better, you want them to call you. So you could add that call now button, which is going to put that default phone number automatically into the call now. All right. So one thing that you don't want to do, don't want to do is add your phone number into the post content or the update content, right? You can add links, but you can't add your phone number. So just make sure you don't do that. It's always a good idea to add a photo that's relevant to the post. I would say if you're really hung up and you can't figure out what to kind of image to post, then, you know, post your content. That's at least the next best thing. So I don't want you shying away from doing posts because you can't figure out a picture. So just a quick word on photos within here. Now, a lot of us has experienced having posts or updates rejected. And a lot of that comes to do with the fact that Google's getting a little picky about the photos that you're uploading. So in my case, I used to use this one photo and I used it over and over again. You know, every month I would at least use it once, and Google figured that out and decided, no, you can't do that. It's duplicate content and we don't want you doing that. So don't use duplicate content. Make sure that you're updating. If you are using duplicate content, you're just adjusting it so that a little bit, so that it's not exactly the same as the last one. And then uploading real photos. Although I am finding ways around that, and that's something I can talk about later. But I just want to give you just a preview into where these things are so that you can do your posting and you can do your editing without fear. And then you're asked for review. This is the second most asked question I get. Where do I find my review link? And that's going to be right here. So if you click on that, you're going to see that review link right there. So you can copy and paste that and use that in all different kinds of things. I hear lots of people using QR codes on their business cards, and that's just a great idea. But however you're going to use it in a text message or whatever, here it is. And then you can use it from here. Eileen.
I have a question. So I send a link to a lot of people. I used to have my picture on it, the link. Now it doesn't anymore. Did that change?
The link had your picture on it?
Yeah, I would have the link and then my photograph would pop up. Like when I texted it to somebody, then all of a sudden it stopped.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was using your cover photo off of your profile for that. You think?
Okay.
That could have been it. Let's see what happens here.
Because I texted it to someone and it just had the link and it didn't have the photo in the link in the texting to her. So I was wondering if they changed it.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Sure
Okay.
on that. But from my experience, this is what shows up to people on their phones is that it goes to the review where you can leave a star rating and leave your content. You know, it'd be really cool, and I haven't got this yet. I just 95 reviews, and I haven't done this yet, is to ask people to add a photo to their review. Another very, very powerful way to add engagement into your reviews. So if you can figure out a way for people to leave a photo in their review, that's gold. Okay. The last thing, and I'm going to talk about tonight, unfortunately, you see where it says you're all caught up. So down below all this, you're going to see little sections that show you that what Google wants you to update, and they're little cards, and each one of them says, hey, to get more reviews or updates or these little cards. And what you can do is go through there and read them and then dismiss them. I don't know that this is going to make a huge impact on your profile, but I have seen a couple of videos of people that I watch quite frequently, and they're saying, hey, this is probably something that you should do, is go through and clear these off your edit page. So you want to get to the point to where it says you're all caught up. Okay. And that's pretty easy to do. All right. Anisha.
Oh, you said it right.
Aha.
Hi. There are certain words that people can use that, well, I'll rephrase that. When someone is going to write a review, is it wrong to ask them to see if they could include this word or that word in their review?
Oh, that is an excellent question. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to actually, I could answer that. I want John to answer that because he comes, you know, this would be one he'd really want to answer, I think. John, is that true?
Can you for people to do that? Sure.
You fade it out.
You
Is there value in
you
it,
can't
John?
seed it. You can't give it to them. Anisha, can you hear me?
It was all jumbled up.
Oh, okay, I said you can ask them verbally to do it, but you can't seed it to them. Like you can't send them a text or can't send them an email say this. Don't.
Oh.
You can't. That's not right.
No, just
No,
that,
but
like,
if they
I-
said something like this, they said, if I said, hey, would you
You
leave
could
a
ask
review and use the word mobile notary? And if they
Right.
said, oh yeah, of course, I can do that. Then I think
or
you're just
include
fine. I think that would
apostille
be
in your
good.
comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as it's legit and it makes sense, and you're not, you know, to say, hey, you know, you use me for my mobile notary service, correct? Yeah. Did you have a good service? Did you like my service? Yes. Would you mind leaving me a review? Great. Would you care if I text you the link? Yes. Then you could say, if you could mention the service that you use, mobile notary, in the review, that would be really helpful.
Okay.
So it has to be like legit. Say, you know, you can't say, I used Anisha's mobile notary service in my city and it was amazing. She's an amazing mobile notary. Like, you know, people can read through that. So
yeah. Yeah, you want to use natural conversation. You want them to use natural conversational language.
Right.
Right.
But yes, but to my question, I believe you answered it. I can say that, okay, if I did an apostille for somebody, say, if you do want to leave a review, could you include the word apostille in your comment?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep. You bet. All right.
Jim, it
Any
looks
other
like
questions?
my service is going in and out here.
Well, so far, so good. Any other questions? No?
I have a
Okay, well,
question. Can
yes, sir.
can you just tell me what was the thing about how do you get to your all caught up section?
Well, you're going to see below this area where you can do all your editing, there's going to be like, I'm going to call them cards. They're like they're little sections there that are going to say, they're going to have you want to do certain things. And so you can click on to read them. And then there's a little menu selection there where you can click to dismiss it. So just
Okay.
and just dismiss it, and it'll clear them off, and pretty soon you'll be all done, and it'll say you're all caught up.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, because most of those cards that it has for me are like get more reviews or something. It's like,
Yeah, right. So yeah, I know that's what I was doing. I was like, oh, I don't want to. But I was like, oh, let's just go in here and just read them and then just dismiss them, and then you.
okay. Okay, I got you. Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the end of that. It doesn't seem like anybody else has any questions. So if you don't mind, we'll kind of tell you about some exciting things that John and I are doing that we think is really answering a question, a demand that I hear every time I teach a class is like, it has to do with content. And the community here has a hard time producing content for their their website, for their social media, and these kinds of things. So John and I have been working really hard to get this done, and we finally have something to offer. And John, I hope that you're still here and can hear us.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm calling in. Give me 1 second.
Okay. All right. So we have a new program. It's called Notary Content Delivered. And it's a pretty cool little program. It is a subscription based, but it's no commitment, cancel anytime kind of deal. So hopefully that John will come in and we can have him talk for just a moment about that. While he's reconnecting, if you can open up your chat, just let me know and drop a 1 in chat if you found tonight useful. If there was some content tonight that like, hey, I wish there was something else, let me know. Oh, great. Awesome. Okay. I was hoping I was going to hit something for you guys tonight, like something that you could use. So John, I think that you have the screen.
Yes, sir. I called in, so hopefully everyone can hear me better.
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect. Hey guys, a little Zoom trick. If you having bad connection, always just call in with your cell phone, and it just seems to do the trick. So, all right, guys, listen. Like Jim said, content is one of those things where we all can use more help. So we talked about the FAQs, how to get Q&A. So Jim and I have been back and forth. How can we help get more content? How can Jim get more content? Jim would call me, like he called me in the summer. Hey, I need some content about this. Can we strategize about that? So there's always more content, and content is what drives traffic, which drives phone calls. So you can see my screen, correct?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So we came up with a service called Done For You Notary Content. It's Notary Content Delivered. It is Jim and I spending hours and hours and hours going through and turning a idea or a want into a reality of, here you go, here's a piece of content, put it on your blog, put it on your GBP, put it on your social media. It's done for you. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to sit on meetings and write it. You don't have to even spend any time. You just take it, insert your information, put your city in. There is a little bit of editing, like you put your name in there. You put your brand, your name, your phone number, your address, stuff like that. And then literally just copy and put it into your website. So it's done for you, ready to go. And we are totally excited because this will definitely help change the game for 2023. Our first piece of content is about apostille. Now, if you're saying, oh, I don't do apostille, we have a bonus tonight for you. If you sign up, we're going to give you generic mobile notary content. Okay. So, but if you do apostille work and you want content, I'm telling you, this is the key. It's a 1,000-word article about apostille services. And we actually have a beta, or I should say alpha tester on the line tonight, Jamie. And just want to, Jamie, get ready here to pop in. But the whole goal of this is to help notaries with their content creation and take it off their plate, right? So we've written this content here. This is sales copy saying, hey, this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to be doing done for you content. And we have the team, which is Jim. Obviously, you guys know Jim because we've been here on the call. And then myself, and we actually have a content writer. So all of us together form that form that knowledge and come up with the content and have the expertise. So it's SEO friendly content. It is obviously good quality content, and it's ready to go. Obviously, just fill in the gaps. So tonight it's one blog article, 1,000 words, written specifically for notaries by a notary, and SEO optimized by like myself and digital marketing, ready to plug and play. Just fill in your info. And we're also giving you 4 to 6 social posts to just plug into your Google business profile, your Facebook, or any social media. So here's our calendar right here, the content calendar. Now this could change, okay? But your first month, you can have access to it tonight. How to have a document authenticated with a state issued apostille. So that's ready to go right there. We're also going to give you as a bonus for the people that come in tonight 10 GBP posts that you can post for the next 10 days if you choose to do so. So then you can see here month 2 through the next 12 months. So this is our intended calendar. If you do have a specific request that everybody could use, we'll be happy to take a look at it. There's always going to be different nuances and things, so we make sure that you read through the content, make sure it matches your business and your state. And it's only $37 a month. You can cancel at any time, no commitment. And for tonight only, okay, if you buy this tonight and you're like, John, I absolutely cannot use this. This is garbage. I don't want it. I will refund your money. But once we go into so this is going to be the beta group. Okay. So if you're hearing me right now, this is the beta group. And once we go into this, probably next week or just after Christmas, there will be no refunds, because literally Jim and I have spent at least 40 to 50 hours on this, plus our writer's time, Jessica. We've probably paid at least $300 to $400 for this one article, and you get it for 37 bucks. Okay. So again, if you like it, you can just do 1 month, cancel, no big deal. If you completely hate it, you're like, this is garbage, which I know you won't, because we spent a lot of time on it. We will give you a refund for if you do it tonight. If in the future, there's going to be no refunds. The reason there's no refunds is because literally we don't want people coming in, taking the content and then refunding, right? And I know that's not you guys. So, but there are people like that out there. So again, the offer is $37 a month, 1 piece of content, one blog article, 1,000 words every single month. And we will also then break it into social posts for your Google business profile or Facebook or social media. Guys, this is a very, very simple offer. It's awesome. And if you have any questions, you can pop them in the chat, or you can
just raise your hand if you have a question about this. Before you ask real quick, is that the thing that I always get, I don't know if you've been in a class with me, there's that questions is always asked. It's being asked all around our circles. How do I get content? Where do I find it? How do I make sure it's good? And how do I make sure it's relevant? The unique thing about our content here is that it's designed what they call bottom of the funnel. This is where people are buying. These are the content about the things that people want to buy when they call you on the phone, right? How apostille work. It's all designed around that. And it also, like John says, includes 4 to 6 Google business posts that you can use. You can use those LinkedIn, you could use them on Facebook, you could make them work on Instagram. There's lots of things that you could do to use that content and use it quite effectively. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are kind of seeing the light on this a little bit. You're seeing what a great price it is. Holy cow, 37 bucks for 1,000. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, the offer is actually at Notary Content Delivered is where you sign up. the page that I'm showing you here. So if you do want to sign up, you have
Oh.
to go to Notary Content Delivered. Sorry, guys.
I
That
got
was
the
a
link
long
for you.
one.
I'll drop the link.
Yeah,
Very
Notary Content. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie was actually our alpha tester, not a beta tester, an alpha tester. And the kind of our first user. So Jamie, what did you like? What did you experience? Were you like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what did you think about, the price and then the content?
Price definitely worth the $37 a month for the content that was delivered, which was the apostille. And we've got the full blog post with edits. It took me less than 5 minutes to put in my edits. And then strategizing with John this week, I've been using some of the content from the blog and dropping it on my website page for apostilles, as well as going to be using the posts as well. The content is straightforward, and like they keep saying, SEO is written throughout this. So to connect the dots for customers, it's very simple to understand how to put your own information in, drop it in a post, use it for different aspects of your content on your website. It's going to help people connect the dots, and you're going to get more clicks. I've already seen more clicks over this week, just by some updates that I've done over the past few days. So I think it's definitely worth it. $37 a month is a great value.
I've been shocked at how.
So once you guys, oops, did I just stop sharing? Okay, share the screen. Hold on a second, guys. Once you log in, once you go through Notary Content Delivered, you're going to get an email and you're going to see this page here, which is all the courses. You can see my screen, right, Jim?
Yep, you're good.
So once you go in there, you're going to see this. This is how you log into the course. You're going to see the library, so click on that. This is the inside of the membership area. This is how you get there. So the training basically is an overview of it's an overview, right? And then every single month they'll drop content. So your first month content is going to be right here. So first month content. I do and sorry guys, trying to over the weekend finding the closure of my throat is a little bit raw. I do a video here, and this basically shows how the content is delivered. This is a Google Doc, and you just click on this, you make a copy. You can see here that you just copy and paste. We will have some more instructions in there, so if you guys need help on putting it into your blog or into your website, but it's really straightforward. You just click on the link, insert your company, insert your city, and then all the yellow areas was where you fill in or fill in the gaps, and you're ready to go. There's like no more thinking, no more blank page. It's just ready to go. So, any questions?
Super easy.
Super easy. Guys, do you have any questions? I would love to
Anisha,
know if
wait a
anybody
minute.
struggled.
John, just a moment. Anisha has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have lowered my hand. That was when the wrong website was posted.
Oh.
I've taken care of it.
My bad.
But Francis, well, you'll get to Francis's question. I'm interested in that answer.
Okay, Linda.
I put it in the chat, but I don't know if you saw it, so that's why I raised my hand.
Okay, one moment, Francis. Linda, what, you have a question?
Yes. So if you purchase this, would there be like constant updates?
Every
throughout?
month, you're going to get a new access to the second month of content. So every 30 days, we're going to be releasing content.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so every month, so okay, I don't know, I probably missed this because I'm going back and forth. But also every month the content is it enough for just like for 1 day per month, or how does it work again? The The content is like for 1 day a month. It's like one article, one blog per month. Is that how it works? Is
That's
that what
right. Yeah. So
Okay,
you're going to
okay.
get every month, you're going to get one article, blog post,
Okay.
plus 4 to 6 Google business profile posts. Let's call them
Okay.
that, or social
All right.
posts.
Okay, I'm sorry. I probably missed that part because I'm walking back and forth and doing stuff.
Jeff-
Okay, thank you.
Jeff Bragg too. I saw your post. Did you go to Notary Content Delivered and go through that order form?
Yeah, I had to post the wrong link, and so it probably confused people. Please go to the notarycontentdelivered.com link, and that'll take you right to the page there. Okay, Linda, did I answer your question? And if I did, just go ahead and take your hand down.
Oh, yes, you did. Thank you.
You bet, Linda. Thank you. I appreciate you asking that question. Francis?
Yeah, so in the chat, I said, are the topic specific articles the same for everyone who signs up, or do you vary the articles for each topic so they're not all the same across the board?
The topics,
on-
every month we have a certain topic that we're going to be writing on. And you'll see that if you go to that notarycontent.com
Right,
page,
right.
you'll see those, what we've got proposed. Like John was saying, that can change, but that's what we have proposed at the
So let
moment.
me rephrase the question. Is it the same article, one article for each topic? So everybody would be
Yes.
basically using the same article for their either Google business profile or websites or.
So are you concerned about like duplicate content?
Well, across all of the notaries that would be
Yep.
using the article, because then when somebody does a search, because as you know, the content in the blog articles will help drive your SEO.
Yes.
So if we're all using the same article for these different topics, then how do we?
Well, let's let John answer that question. That's a good question, Francis. And I think there's a
Yeah.
reasonable answer to that.
So, okay, guys, so here's why we have, if you look at my screen, there's a yellow area that you need to fill in. And we give you instructions like, can you all see it says getting a document authenticated with an apostille? That's like your main title. We're giving you like 99% of the content, and all you have to do is fill in the gaps with your city, your information. So you're feel free to change it, edit it, move it around, make it yours a little bit. As far as having the same quote unquote content, there's only so many ways you can say authenticated and apostille, right? So could you run this through an editor and have it edited? Yes, but we have run it through, we've done everything we can. There is no issues, there's no problems using content on different websites. If you're going to change it for your name, your city, there's going to be absolutely zero issue. Now, there might be an occasional person out there that has read a book one time about SEO and says, oh my gosh, you can't do that. Okay, well, you can. I've been doing SEO for 18 years and there's absolute no issue. Now, do I recommend that you change it and make it more to your style, your flavor? Absolutely, yes. And that's where we go through and go, this is where you can change it here, change it there. And so absolutely great question, Francis.
Yep.
But there's not a problem with anything like that, you know. So if you have a specific issue with that or whatever, then just change it and say, instead of saying getting a document authenticated with apostille, say apostille services, how to get a document authenticated at your brand and city with so and so and so. So there's just different ways to move it around. But we've literally done all the heavy lifting, and all you got to do is go fill in the gaps. Probably take you 5-10 minutes editing. If you wanted to spend a half hour, great. But it's all done for you. Just copy, paste, edit, done, publish.
Guys, let me tell you a story, because I'm using this stuff myself. All right. So I have a website that has a blog on it. And so I copied and pasted this into my blog. I was done in 10, 15 minutes after I made those little yellow edits, and boom, I was done. I didn't have to think about my content. I mean, the one thing you do have to do, this is your content. This represents you. So you have to make sure you read through the content, make sure it matches your business goals, and then make those adjustments, and boom, go for it. It is the perfect foundation for content that you can just take it and go. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's just like, this is what we need. This is what
Jim,
we need.
I have a question, and I think you hit on it just a tad bit earlier. If you don't do apostille, and you know, paying $37 a month, you don't do apostille, what would someone do with that article?
Well, there's obviously nothing you would do with it, right? I mean, you can't use it if you're not doing it. But there are, John just brought up the screen, there's plenty of other articles in here that you could use. Guys, think about this. You're thinking about it's $37, but this, to write this content in the manner that we did would cost you out of the gate over $300, $400 to write this content, have it SEO optimized with somebody that knows what they're doing, you know, is written by a master level technical writer that knows how to write this stuff. And then it goes through a peer review. I'm reading through and go, that doesn't make sense, guys. No, get rid of this, add this. And it goes back, gets rewritten. So I understand that, but if you only get 5, 6 out of the deal, let's say that's the worst case scenario. You get 6 out of the deal. You've got a couple of $1,000s worth of content here that, you know, can really serve your business well. That's my personal thought on it. And certainly, and this is the last thing I'll say real quick, certainly as we move through this, we're going to get feedback from all of you, and you're going to say, hey, this kind of an article would be really helpful. And we will consider that. And maybe we'll offer that as a bonus. You guys can buy it as an extra if you want, or there'll be some other way that we can do that for you. So there's lots of flexibility in the system. We just got to learn what the group wants. We got to start somewhere.
Hi,
Okay.
this is Sharon. I have a question.
Hey, Sharon, can you wait a minute? Can you raise your hand? I have someone ahead of you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll mute.
That's all right. Kristen?
Yeah, two quick questions. First off, are these only for like blog style posts, or can you put it in with Canva, or is Canva not a recommended thing for Google posts?
Well, the content, the written, you want to take that, John?
Kristen, that's a great question. And yeah, if you want to go into Canva and do some like amazing stuff and put those into Canva and then post them, that's great. Just don't put your phone number in there if you're going to put them in GBP. Just make sure you follow the kind of guidelines. There are some really, really, really cool posts that you can make for Google. Like if you want to spend the time and really just follow the guidelines for pictures for GBP. So yeah, totally. I would recommend, I would love to see what you do with it, Kirsten, and yeah, so go for it. It's something you can really knock out of the park. Yes, go for it.
So it crawls the same using a graphic as opposed to just a blog post?
No, I'm saying like if you're going to use it in GBP, you can go in there and you're going to use Canva to create a graphic. You can put it in there. That's fine. So it's Google will look at the graphic, but it's not going to crawl it. Google can now understand graphics a little bit more, so you can do it. I thought you meant just if you wanted a better graphical picture, or you take the content and use it in a graphic. What was your question about Google crawling it?
Well, if you use some of this, like, so I kind of looked at one of the documents and you put like what type of documents you can use for apostilles, and it's like birth certificate or whatever. If I were to put that onto like a background graphic thing, would that still make content? Like, would if it says birth certificate on the Canva image, is Google going to recognize birth certificate, or should I just put it in, like, make a graphic that goes along
Yeah.
with the post?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put text in the graphic. Just make it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Like, so don't put a huge paragraph. Just make it one sentence or a half a sentence or just a title, short title, and then put the rest of the blog post in the GBP post.
Okay. And then the second question, oops, sorry.
So what
Yeah,
I would
go ahead.
say is,
Ask your second
like,
question.
do your blog post and then link back to that GBP or the GBP to the post, something like that. So second question.
It kind of went along with the person before me. You had mentioned that if you didn't do like apostilles or whatever, you were going to have like a generic posts that we'd have access to.
So tonight, if you purchase, we'll give you a generic mobile notary post that you guys can use tonight.
And how do we get that?
We'll
For everyone
send
that
that
signs
out.
up, we'll send it to you.
Okay, because I already bought it. I'm excited for
cool.
this.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
Kristen, thank you for your questions. And Eileen.
So I guess my question is the same thing as Kirsten. So I can just use that in Google, in GBP, just the article, whatever I want to, and just post a regular picture, correct? Photograph.
Yeah, there's already 4. How many did I do? I think I did 5 or 6 Google business posts that are all ready to go. They're copy paste, just like the blog post. Go fill in your state, your specific information, post it. So yeah, you can do that. If you eventually get a website that has blogging features, you can go back, grab that post and plant it into your website.
Right. I mean, I have a website, but I don't have blogging in there yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's all going to be part of GBP. But if I want to use my own photograph, like I have been,
Yes.
I can do whatever I want to do, and then just copy the verbiage into the appropriate area.
Yeah, the content is yours to use however you want. If you want to slice and dice the blog into different pieces, whatever you want to do with it, it's yours at that point. You can, it's yours. Do what you want with it. But yes, Eileen, you can use those 4 to 6 Google business posts for LinkedIn, Google business posts, Facebook, whatever social media platform you're going to use. You could use those in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who did I miss? Who was it? Sharon, was it you that had a question?
Yes, I did. Hi.
Okay.
I am not an apostille yet.
Okay.
My question is, these articles are God sent, what I've been looking for without having to do a lot of brain power.
That's right.
So let's just say within 60 days, I take care of that. Will that article still be available for me to utilize?
Yes. Yes. As long as you're a member, you have access to those, all those articles, and they're just going to go in progression. Month 1, month 2, month 3. So if you come in, say like Tiffany decides, I'm not going to buy this month, but I'm going to buy next month. She's going to get that first article, and then she'll get the second article. So it goes in order that way.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the fact you guys have invented the wheel and I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. Well, heck, me too, guys. I mean, this is an answer to prayer for me personally, because content is hard. And I know a lot of people have been asking me, Jim, I know you've been talking about, make me content. I was like, okay, I'm trying. And then John and I started collaborating, and John just is a great guy, has great ideas. And I think we're going to hit this one out of the park. because it's going to fill the need of so many notaries in our community who struggle every day to get content. So this is the answer. Here you go. Go. It's $37 a month. You spend more on coffee than you would on this. That's going to make you thousands of dollars potentially, you know? So Jamie.
We didn't talk about earlier this week about this. When is the release each month going to be? What's your ballpark? First week of the month?
That's a great
Mid-month?
question.
So guys, if you, the sooner you buy, the sooner you get. So
Yeah.
if you bought tonight, it'll be the 14th. If you buy tomorrow, it'll be the 15th. It'll be the day you buy, 30 days after.
Ooh, Amber alert. Yeah, so it works that way. We are currently working on content to keep well ahead of that, so that you would never not have content that is coming to you. So if you know, our eventual goal is to have, you know, a ton of content in there. So we're going to be at month 3, 4, 5, way ahead of you. So you don't have to worry about not getting it. Like John said, if you subscribe today, you're going to get the first one today. If you subscribe on the 31st, you're going to get the first one on the 31st. And that's when the counter starts for you.
So if I could just take a quick ride on the story of apostilles. Guys, listen, if you're not in the Facebook group, or if you have not watched the Jim and I's apostille video, the reason we did this one month 1, okay? The reason we did that, and I realize you guys, not everyone here is an apostille, that's fine. But this is Google Trends. The trend in the United States for apostille is just going up, up, up. So what are those other services that you can take advantage of to fill in the gaps in this apostille? So we wanted to, that's why we did the first month here. And again, I know not everyone's an apostille, and that's why we're saying we will give you the content for your other, for just, you know, mobile notary, for other services. Now, here's another offer that I want to throw out. If you do not have a blog, jump on my calendar, okay? I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If you do not have a blog, jump on my calendar. I will help you figure that out, okay? I will help you figure it out if you do not have one. If you have one, there will be training inside the course of how to do it. And then anytime you need support, the support is the email. There's support down here at the bottom. You can contact support. It's going to be orders at Notary Content Delivered, okay? And we are only going to do a limited number of beta tests. So if you come back tomorrow, next week, some of these offers are going to be gone. So I'm not saying that it's going to be here forever. Here is the calendar link. If you do not have, you don't have it, it's in the chat. Would love to talk with you. Please get on my calendar. It's free. There's no charge. And that's it. So guys, we've been here for a while. Jim, is there anything else you want to go over?
No. I was just going to say that we're kind of coming up at an hour and a half now, and it was a lot longer than what I had anticipated, but I think it was good. We have
Jim,
a large group of people. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just want to bounce off what John just said. And you're talking about if you're not an apostille agent and the content's not going to work for you, I can confidently say that you can edit what's already there to fit something that you already do, to take that information, just edit the article and use it for yourself.
There you
So
go.
just to give you that confidence, it's how simple it is and how it's already written. It's going to be very easy to edit to make it your own. So that's my piece on that.
Thanks, Jamie. Okay, guys, any last questions before I go for the night?
Jim, this is real quick. I'm having a total brain fart on how to add keywords that will be for my Google business profile. I know there's like a free way to do it, and I just haven't done it for a little while. And I'm wondering if you can just point me to in the right direction.
Well, your keywords are kind of built into your Google business profile, like through
Right.
your products and services, through your category.
Right. But I know there's a place where you can go in and choose like the top 10, something along those lines. I did it a while ago, and it doesn't cost anything, and I can't remember how I got there.
Yeah, I can't remember how you got there either. So I don't know that there's there's
All right.
there's not a keyword list that you can pick to put keywords into your Google business profile.
I thought I had. All right. Okie dokie.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, you bet. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you for showing up tonight. It's been a really great evening seeing everybody. And like John says, if you have any questions, please hit us up at the email at orders@notarycontentdelivered.com. And John, I'm going to leave a minute for you to say your goodbyes, but I appreciate every one of you. And it's good seeing you guys. So thank you. And thank you for listening to me for the time that I had with you. John, it's yours.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. We really want you guys to win in 2023. If you're not part of the Facebook group, please join us over there. If there's a link in or Jamie or Jim, can you drop that in the chat again? Please invite your notary friends to join the group. And guys, listen, we are excited. Okay, we got some other things happening. I know we kind of alluded to them, but the Facebook group's full of great people. We've got some paid ad strategies coming up. I know we've had a little bit of a delay with that, but we wanted to make sure to talk about that next time. And we are excited about the content. If you guys have any questions, again, you can hit us at support@orders@NotaryContentDelivered. And we appreciate you guys, and we wish you a great night. That's it.